Manchester United had put early season troubles behind them to claim second place and were now boosted by the return of their talisman. On Sunday, October the 1st, Eric Cantona's exile was over. His punishment served for the infamous Crystal Palace incident. Cantona returned to a hero's reception from adoring United fans as Liverpool came to Old Trafford. As the football world held its breath, Cantona was back on centre stage and inevitably back in the limelight.
Cole playing this out to Cantona, who's in some space here, and Cantona picking out Nicky Butt, and would you believe it, Manchester United have the lead early on here, and Eric Cantona, with almost his first touch back, has set up a goal. It's a fairy tale return for Cantona, and Nicky Butt has given Manchester United the early lead.
It was as if the swagger and poise of Cantona had never been away. But on the day, he didn't have things all his own way.
This is Fowler. Rush is there too, and Fowler doesn't need him. He produces an explosive finish. Lovely ball in behind by Thomas, and Fowler's got the better of Gary Neville, and he scored in the most adept fashion. What a terrific striker's goal that was.
Liverpool and Fowler then to spoil Cantona's day? Not a bit of it.
This is Cantona. Giggs has moved there. Can he get there, Giggs? And was he fouled? Yes, he was. That is a penalty kick. Now, what about this? The 70th minute, and the stage is set for Cantona to mark his return with a goal. He's usually lethal from the penalty spot. Is this the moment? It is! Cantona is back!
United's relief at Cantona's return was understandable. For Alex Ferguson, it was like signing a new multi-million-pound player. In the weeks to come, his importance to United would be emphasised time and time again. A hero returns to Manchester, and another is born on Teesside. At the start of the season, who would have believed that Brazilian Footballer of the Year Juninho would come to Middlesbrough?
Good morning.
But player-manager Brian Robson pulled off an astonishing coup.
People say in Brazil, Romário is good and Juninho is God.
The news of the signing was greeted warmly by Borough fans who queued in their thousands to welcome him. Many found it hard to believe that he was actually coming. A Brazilian reception Middlesbrough style for a player rated one of the best in the world. Introduced to the crowd by his proud manager, Juninho made his debut at a packed Riverside Stadium against Leeds United. It wasn't too long before he had the fans drooling as he laid on Borough's opening goal for the Norwegian international Jan Fjørtoft. Juninho had arrived. Another Brazilian swapped the sunshine of South America for the less friendly climes of England's northeast. World Cup defender Branco joined Juninho at Middlesbrough towards the end of the season. Despite the influx of foreign stars, hope for success for English clubs in Europe didn't materialise. Manchester United especially were a major letdown. They went out of the UEFA Cup to the Russian club Rotor Volgograd. Away goals conceded proved costly, although Peter Schmeichel became a goal-scoring goalkeeper in defeat. Liverpool disappointed too, beaten in the same competition by the Danish club Brøndby. After a superb win over Monaco, Leeds was soundly beaten by PSV Eindhoven. A 5-3 home defeat proved too much to overcome. Blackburn hoped to impress in the Champions League, but an on-the-field scuffle between David Batty and Graham Lasso summed up their miserable showing. At least Nottingham Forest kept the English flag flying until the later stages of the UEFA Cup. Malmo among their victims en route to a losing quarter-final against Bayern Munich. One club who have had European success in recent times are Arsenal, and under new manager Bruce Rioch, they were going well in the league. He was hoping to promote a more adventurous approach than his predecessor George Graham, but would he be as successful? Their new Dutch star Dennis Bergkamp had struggled early on, but was now beginning to make a favourable impression. In early November, Arsenal took on Manchester United, while in Newcastle, Liverpool were the visitors. On the weekend, the top four played each other.
Flat down the line and one for Bergkamp to chase, but Owen looks the favourite here. Except that Bergkamp squeezed himself in there. And with that, Arsenal have the lead.
Ferdinand uses his strength on the left-hand side. Mark Wright tries to close him down. John Beresford can supply the cross. Rob Lee's in the centre. Comes here for Keith Gillespie. And it's in! Flying in was Ferdinand. Here's Barnes. Harkness the outlet on the left. Newcastle haven't really covered that. And it might lead to a shot at goal here from McManaman. And Rush has scored! 1-1. We're into the 90th minute with Newcastle on the attack. And Wright heading away again. Only as far as Lee. It's a great try. The goalkeeper's lost it. Newcastle have scored through Steve Watson.
Heartbreak for Liverpool and for Roy Evans, the man who's done so much to revive the club's fortunes. That game was at the start of November, and it was to prove a bleak month for Liverpool as they took just 1 point in their 4 league games. Defeat at home to Everton in the Merseyside derby, with 2 goals from the brilliant Andrei Kanchelskis, was followed by another setback against Middlesbrough at the Riverside Stadium.
And Juninho has created massive interest, not just in Middlesbrough, but all over England since the surprise signing. Look at that for a touch. And a link up with Barmby. The Brazilian gets it to the Norwegian Fjørtoft. Runs on for Barmby. A chance for Middlesbrough. And a goal for Middlesbrough. From Neil Cox. Ruddock. Liverpool are level. Here's Cox. Barmby! Oh, Liverpool can't believe it. They hang their heads. Middlesbrough are absolutely thrilled.
At the end of November, Liverpool had slumped to 7th, and the leaders Newcastle were 6 points clear of Manchester United, with Arsenal now up into 3rd place, their highest of the season. Newcastle's away form was causing concern though, and in particular visits to the capital seemed to trouble them. Their next 2 games were both in London, first against Wimbledon at Selhurst Park. Les Ferdinand scored twice for the league leaders, but Wimbledon responded in typically dogmatic fashion. A game that swung first one way then the other, eventually finished 3-3. Just the kind of character Wimbledon were to show in their later successful fight against the threat of relegation. Newcastle held then, but better news in London for Peter Beardsley. He received the MBE just days before they took on Hullet & Co at Chelsea. The London side were enjoying a renaissance, with Glenn Hoddle as manager and Ruud Gullit as the focal point of the team. The Dutchman's flamboyant style and ability set a striking example for a terrific season. He was clearly an instant hit with supporters, and Chelsea were hoping that Hullit's inspiration would enable them to join the title race. At Stamford Bridge, Newcastle lost their goalkeeper Shaka Hislop through injury, and his replacement, the Czech international Pavel Srnicek, was placed instantly in the firing line. Chelsea certainly had no intention of letting him acclimatise.
And Srnicek is beaten by Petrescu. No sooner has he arrived as substitute for Hislop than Newcastle are a goal down.
Newcastle's failing